Today I'm going to tell you an interesting story about the life of St. Paul Miki. St. Paul is also known as the patron saint of Japanese Christians and catechists. He was born around the year 1562 when Christianity started growing in Asian continents, especially in Japan. His family was known to have come from a wealthy samurai clan, where he was surrounded with people devoted to the sword. But despite all the Japanese way of life around him, Paul showed a deep spirituality and started learning about Jesus. When he was young, he decided to join the Society of Jesus, also known as the Jesuits. Although Christianity was then common at that time, his family and relatives were shocked by his decision because he came from a well-known samurai clan. But he was firm of his decision and was finally accepted as a Jesuit brother. His intelligence, humility, and eloquence made him one of the most promising preachers in the region. Later, he became known as a gifted orator and catechist, speaking to crowds with clarity and passion. He preached not only to the poor, but also to the wealthy Japanese nobles, winning many converts to Christianity. His example inspired countless Japanese to embrace the faith. However, the growing influence of Christianity angered some of Japan's rulers, particularly General Toyotomi Hideyoshi, who feared foreign influence and the rising power of Christian converts. In 1596, under his direct orders, the government began persecuting Christians to lower down their influence. Paul Miki, along with 25 others, were unfortunately arrested in Kyoto. Their capture was meant to send a clear message to all Japanese people that anyone who embraced Christianity could face the same fate as them. Then, a public execution was staged to instill fear and discourage further conversions. It was said that they were forced to march over 600 miles from Kyoto to Nagasaki, where they suffered public humiliation. When they finally arrived, they were all crucified. And as Paul hung on the cross, he did not cry out in pain or begged for mercy. Instead, he preached one final sermon, and his last words were, "I am Japanese by birth, but I die as a Christian, and I forgive my persecutors." Moments later, a soldier ended his suffering with a spear thrust to his chest, where he died as a martyr on February 5, 1597, at the age of 35 years old. After they all died, their bodies were burned while hanging on the cross until they all turned to ashes. Although there were no known relics of Paul and his companions, the site of their martyrdom became a sacred place of pilgrimage of the Japanese Christians. This place is called the Nishizaka Hill, located in Nagasaki, Japan, where a shrine was created to commemorate the martyrdom of St. Paul Miki and his 25 companions. Today he is venerated as the patron saint of Japanese Christians and catechists, and his feast day is celebrated every 6th of February. If you like stories like this, support us, follow, like, and subscribe.